If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis.
Is it because the jury is racist?
Yes. Can we just stop calling him a hero?
All right, so I wanted to talk about this one real quick. We have a Black Lives Matter leader that hopped on Nation News to talk about the effects that this Daniel Penny case had on people, because he was found not guilty in the jurors, which the majority of people that I have talked to or have reviewed seem to feel the same way about Penny. He was not doing this in the intention of killing or the intention of racism, but with the intent of protecting other people that were on train at the time. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on out the streets.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did? He deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question.
Or are you cherry picking the ones?
I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry. He was mentally ill. He had a muffin in his pocket.
I wouldn't be if there were other. What about the witnesses? Let's play again, just so we're clear on the race.
Play Eddie Gibson, who begged Daniel Neely to stop.
Oh, again, but he stayed there throughout the incident.
Play the ones that fit the narrative.
But what's the narrative? There's black women who were on the subway. It was mostly people of color on the subway.
What about a white man during cross-examination who said that he was afraid of Daniel Penny, the one who poured water onto his head and said that he was afraid? He was a white man.
Yeah, okay, so...
What about the Latino man who was holding his arms?
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are. You're the one who keeps telling... Why? Why do you have to? There was nothing in this case.
Because when you look at the FBI, when you look at when hate crimes happen, when you look at when injustice happened to black people,
but let's agree.
We don't get justice.
Let's agree to some... Look, I'm going to be doing a segment later this week on a...
I'm a little tired of blaming white people. They blame racism for everything. I mean, you could sneeze and say a word wrong, all of a sudden it's bad. It is literally bad. Everything becomes a race issue when dealing with. And don't get me wrong. Because I know throughout the years how racism did play a big role in the black community. Don't get me wrong. But right now in 2024, to keep pounding, bringing race into every single discussion, especially when it's white people, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because everything don't got to. That's just the honest truth, but
missing black woman who has not been getting nearly enough attention.
Send it to me and I'll share the
by the media.
Absolutely.
Because I understand that, and to that degree, you have a fair point about the way sometimes the media and the justice system handles. But not in this case. This case, even the prosecutors conceded Daniel Penny had every right to go hands-on, and the question became, okay, when should he have stopped? I understand that.
The time frame on that from the DA's office was after 30 seconds. Can you not concede that Daniel Penny was a trained killer, that he not have his gray belt? United States Marine Corps is an assassin?
Sure, but
he knew. Let me finish.
Every Marine is a trained
because
assassin.
actually, black Marines and white Marines have reached out and actually told us he went too far.
But going too far is different from criminal.
Let me break it down. A chokehold, a blood chokehold, which he did. You're only supposed to hold someone in that move for 8 to 13 seconds. You're not supposed to do it longer than 2 minutes. Why did Daniel Penny, when the train was completely clear, everyone was on the platform, why did he hold it for nearly 6 minutes?
Because he was scared.
He was a Marine is scared of of someone he labeled as a crackhead.
Again, is it not possible that Daniel Penny, when he's doing this on the spot, stepping up to help people of many different races, moves in and doesn't have a clock with him to decide when he should stop and when he shouldn't, which is why, in the end, the jury acquitted, right?
No, actually, Daniel Penny was trained very well by the United States Marine Corps, and he knew what the signs were. He knew when Jordan's body was slacking. He knew that Jordan was going to die. Why didn't you show his face, Dan? You're a good man. Of when he laughed and when the first response, I'm critical of the police. We know this, right? NYPD tried to save his life while they were doing chest compressions. Daniel Penny laughed and said chest compressions. A good person, a hero. One last thing. Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So
you're asking, a hero.
You're asking a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions, right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
America is inherently biased.
Bias? I don't think so. I think that if you really look at this case, you really look at the video, you really look at the situation, was he in the wrong for doing what he did? There was a crazy, allegedly, crazy man found not alleged. It was a crazy man on the train threatening the people, saying he was willing to die, he was willing to hurt people, he was willing to do this, do that. And a couple brave people stepped up and said, you know what, we're not going to allow you to do this on this train. We're going to cut this nonsense out now. And they took it into their own hands, and it did get a little out of hand because, you know, this man did end up dying because of this situation. But at the same time, it could have all been avoided if it didn't happen in the first place. Let's just be honest here. The only reason why this man, Daniel Penny, took his headphones off when he was riding the train peacefully is because it wasn't a peaceful train ride. And people were actually being harmed. People were actually being threatened. So when you look at it that way, it's not that people are going to be biased because he's a white man, because people actually see that he is not a bad person. And I think for the majority of us, a lot of us understand that he did not think that, oh, this guy is a black man. Let me choke him out and let me kill him. That was not his first thoughts or his final thoughts. His only thoughts was, how can I help these people get away from a dangerous man? That's how the jury looked at it, and that's how they. I don't think that they're biased at all.
Have you seen?
I'm asking you a question. No, don't change the subject. Is it because the jury is racist?
Yes.
Okay.
The jurors.
Even the black person on the jury.
Would you like to hear something
Yeah.
from me? I believe that even black people can be anti-black. People are predeceived to see black people as a threat and as a victim because people called in. You heard the voice recordings when they called 911. Jordan Neely was in a chokehold for over 4 minutes, turning purple, which black people do in fact do that, and people still saw him as a harm. Even when his body went limp, he was still viewed as a criminal. So I'm sorry if I'm going to defend the needy, if I'm going to defend the poor. Why does no one talk about when Jordan Neely came on asking for water and being thirsty? Why does no one talk about...
Because that's not what happened right here. What happened right here, the reason he was held was not because he was asking for water. It's because he was scaring the heck out of everyone on the subway, which apparently he's done before.
Dan, anyone who has rode the New York City subway has encountered mentally ill people. Why are we not having this conversation? And we don't kill them.
But you know what?
We offer help or we get out of the way.
But more people wish people
them.
would step up more and help and stop people from doing it.
So are you giving a license to vigilantism? Are you saying that we should kill
vigilantism.
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying is it's very unfortunate. I think Daniel Penny would say it is really unfortunate that he died.
Why didn't he care when he was at the precinct? He showed no remorse.
Because he was defending what he did.
He lied in that defense, too. Do you know he told people, he told the police, who people love, that people respect the police's opinion, right? People respect what they do. People respect that honor. He lied in the 5th precinct. How can anything he do? Can we just stop calling him a hero? Can we do that?
I don't think that he's a hero in my opinion. Well, he's not the end all be all. To be honest with you, he's not some savior. He's not Jesus Christ. He's just somebody that stepped up and said, you know what, stop talking to these people like this, or we gonna do something about it. And she's right. You do see a lot of crackheads, a lot of mentally unstable people, the demons on the subway. does not give the right for people to kill him, which again, I don't think that he purposely killed them. I don't think that he purposely wanted to end his life. I think that he was just trying to restrain him until the police got. But she is right. A lot of people do not touch the mentally unstable people. Honestly, it makes you feel uncomfortable sometimes to see these people. Because sometimes they just be pissing on the seats. They be singing and talking to themselves. They be threatening you. And honestly, if I was on that train and I seen a guy start threatening me or my family, it's nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. I'll probably do the same thing Daniel Petty did. I'll be honest with you. I don't care what color they are. That's just the facts. It's just the facts. But, you know, we are here in 2024. You know, racism still obviously plays a big role in a lot of people's lives. They're trying to make their voice be heard. Do I disagree? I do disagree. I'd like to see Black Lives Matter put more of their energy into the kids that are killing each other. I go every single week. Every single week. Instead of waiting, finding the next white man that kills a black man. Saying that they shouldn't do it. Because there's a lot of evil out there in these streets. But they should draw their attention to all these urban cities. We are losing dozens, if hundreds, if not thousands of young black men daily. Daily. Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on your way out. Until next time, boy, Dgotsauce.